Green flags in the air. We're underway for 25 laps. The ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series. And it will be Matt Lundy lead him off of turn at number 2, followed by Ronald Webster in that second spot with Kyle Shipley now going to challenge hard for that second spot. He moves down the inside of Ronald Webster. Webster holds him off. That's going to allow Josh Shipley to sneak past his brother Kyle and Ronald Webster. As Kyle gets past Ronald Webster, some contact made. The right rear Kyle Shipley went up and over the left front of Ronald Webster. He kind of stacked up the rest of the field as Ronald Webster right now rides around the 5th spot. Kyle Shipley up to 3rd, trying to reel in his brother Josh. Josh Shipley coming off a win here for the ASCS Santan Ford Desert Sprint Car Series at Arizona Speedway just 2 weeks ago. Trying to work his way down or back up to the tail tank of the 55 of Matt Lundy. And here comes Kyle Shipley. Josh was not happy with his brother Kyle after the heat race earlier on here tonight that Kyle Shipley bested him in. And Kyle looking to make a big change in points tonight as the two brothers battle for that second spot. Kyle Shipley going to go up to the top side of the racetrack. See if he can't get around his brother. Dennis Gall in that 4th position, the 4T machine, working through some steering issues earlier on in his heat race. Looks to me like he has that figured out right now, riding around in 4th, starting to reel in the Shipley brothers who are starting to reel in Matt Lundy as it's going to be Josh Shipley to the outside of Matt Lundy. Lundy, though, with a strong drive off at turn number 2, able to hang on to that top spot down the back straightaway into turn number 3 as Josh and Kyle almost make contact through turns 3 and 4. Sean Deskins up to the mix as well in that 5th spot. As right now it's going to be Matt Lundy, Josh Shipley, Kyle Shipley, Dennis Guile, and Sean Deskins, your top 5. Asa Kesterson in 6th. 7th is Mason Kiefer. Ronald Webster takes his car off the racetrack with Patrick Krob in 8th. Bruce St. James in 9th. And around your top 10 is the 56 of George Zills. As Kyle Shipley still cannot get around his brother Josh Shipley as they work off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's still Matt Lundy showing the way by about 3 car lengths as they work off at turn number 4. Right now, every driver on the bottom side of the racetrack. As Mason Kiefer sneaks past Asa Kesterson 4-6. We can't reel in the top 5 right now, who's all pretty much nose to tail off at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to be Lundy, Josh Shipley, Kyle Shipley, Dennis Gile, Sean Deskins. Josh Shipley once again starting to reel in that tail, taking Matt Lundy just 1 car length behind him now at the start-finish line. He goes top shelf, and we have a new race leader. It's the Prez, Josh Shipley. Here comes Lundy, though, batting back to the inside as Dennis Gile sneaks down the inside of Kyle Shipley. He'll roll by him. So Dennis Gall moves in that 3rd spot, chasing down Matt Lundy, who's chasing down the new race leader, Josh Shipley. So Shipley using a little of that higher line over Matt Lundy in the 55 to take away the race lead. We'll see if Matt Lundy and these other drivers decide to work the same line that Shipley's using. See what helps them get around USA Raceway here tonight. As Kyle Shipley almost made contact with the tail tank of the 4T of Dennis Guile, pulled right up to the backside of him, and will be Guile, though, driving away from him off of turn number 2. Allows Sean Deskins to peek his nose down the inside of Kyle Shipley for a brief moment, though Shipley slams the door on him. Hangs on to that 4th spot. Now looks low. Now he's going to look high on the 4T of Dennis Guile as everybody's trying to reel in Shipley as Kyle Shipley right into the backside of Dennis Guile off of turn number 2. That's going to allow Sean Deskins down to peek his nose down in the inside. Dennis Gile hangs on to that 3rd spot as Kyle Shipley was all over the left rear of him. And that's going to move Kyle Shipley back now to the 5th spot as Sean Deskins sneaks by. Deskins up to 4th. Remember, last month out here at USA Raceway was leading the race. 2 months ago, was leading the main event when his engine let go, allowing Dustin Corbiny to win. Corbiny not with us here tonight. Is Josh Shipley holding it pretty well here in that top spot. So he'll lead the field off a turn at number 4. We ran green. The yellow flag will fly now out on the racetrack as Kyle Shipley makes contact with the tire in the inside of turn number 4. Not too sure what happened there with Kyle Shipley. Trying to get up on the binders as the yellow flag flies. Green flags in the air. We're back underway. And we'll see if Kyle Shipley can work his way up through the field. Just got around the 56 machine of George Zills. Trying to look to the outside now. Bruce St. James. Man, second in points, having all sorts of issues here tonight in the main event. Trying to work his way back up to the top 5 and a possible podium. Right now, it's all Josh Shipley out front, trying to make it 2 in a row for the Prez. As Shipley right now has about a 5-car length advantage over Matt Lundy. Then it's Dennis Guile, Mason Kiefer in the 4th spot. Mason Kiefer tried to diamond off that corner, couldn't quite get a good run and get any bite off of turn number 4 to look down the inside of Dennis Guile as Guile hangs on to that 3rd spot. It's Kyle Shipley back up to 5th. About 6 car lengths behind the 7M of Mason Kiefer. Kiefer now down the inside of Dennis Guile. He'll sneak by around him, move Mason Kiefer up to the podium. As Kiefer now trying to drive away from Dennis Guile off at turn number 2. Matt Lundy, he's loving this battle behind him, as right now he has about a 6-car length advantage over this battle for 3rd. As Kyle Shipley to the outside of Guile, going to try to stick to the outside of Mason Kiefer as well. Kiefer, though, slams the door on him. Kyle Shipley made a little contact there with Mason Kiefer. Guile gets back around Kyle Shipley as Shipley gets back, or shuffled back to that 5th spot once again. Now Guile going to go top shelf. Kyle Shipley tried to go there, got 4 up in the fluff, almost went around off of turn number 4. Out front, it's all Josh Shipley showing the way. No change out there for your race leader. Leads him off of turn number 2 with Matt Lundy in 2nd, Mason Kiefer in 3rd. Trying to secure a podium finish here tonight for the Santan Ford ASCS Desert Sprint Car Series. But here comes Dennis Guile to the top side. Mason Kiefer, though, takes away his line off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Everyone uses that low line through turns 1 and 2. Kyle Shipley almost put the chrome horn to the 4T of Dennis Guile as the yellow flag will fly once again here at USA Raceway. Green flag is back in the air. And Matt Lundy going to try to keep that number 2 very close to the front side of his car. See if he can work his way around the number 2 machine of Shipley. As Dennis Guile looks to the outside of Mason Kiefer. That's a battle for 3rd. Off of turn number 4. Give it to Dennis Guile. And Guile takes over that 3rd spot, now trying to work his way around the outside, or the inside of Matt Lundy. Lundy, though, hanging on to that low line, not letting anybody go to the inside of him. If you're going to pass Matt Lundy, you have to go around the outside. And Dennis Guile, he ain't afraid to go to the outside. He goes side by side with 55 of Lundy. To the outside, Dennis Guile now up to 2nd as Kyle Shipley takes over 4th from Mason Kiefer off of 4. Well, Dennis Guile has found something on the top side of the racetrack as Josh Shipley, or Matt Lundy, has issues off of turn number 2. Front suspension damage. Kyle Shipley made a little contact with him off the back straightaway as looked like Lundy hit the berm, might have made contact with that tire off of turn number 2. Couldn't quite tell, but that car kind of darted up the racetrack and a lot of damage on the front suspension of his race car. And that will bring out the yellow flag once again. Green flags in the air. Can Dennis Guile sneak past Josh Shipley? Can Kyle Shipley do anything for the top 2 after fighting back? As they race off of turn number 2, it will be Josh Shipley by a car length over Dennis Guile. Both those drivers go to the top side. Here comes Kyle Shipley down the inside of Dennis Guile. He has nothing for him. Guile drives away off of turn number 4. Dennis Guile 2 car lengths behind the number 2 machine of Josh Shipley. As both those drivers work their way through turns 1 and 2, it will be Josh Shipley now with a bit of a wiggle off of turn number 2, allows Dennis Guile to close right back up to the tail tank. Once again, they go into turn number 3. Josh Shipley drives it in so deep into turn number 3, and it is going to launch him off of turn number 4 by 4 car lengths now for Dennis Guile. Kyle Shipley still in 3rd with Mason Kiefer in the 4th spot. Sean Deskins up to 5th. He's trying to look around the outside now. That's 7M of Kiefer. As they drive down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Josh Shipley once again letting it all hang out. White flag in the air this time for the Prez. Well, he came in with the point lead here tonight. Lost his heat race earlier on. Finished 2nd to his brother Kyle Shipley. Kyle fought back hard after having an eventful night. It will be Josh Shipley, the Prez, picking up back-to-back main event wins in the ASCS Santan 4 Desert Sprint Car Series. As Josh Shipley climbs out of the car, he'll climb up on top of the cage. Your main event winner here tonight, as his younger brother Kyle Shipley and Dennis Guile having a bit of a conversation. But it is the Prez getting it done here tonight at USA Raceway. And that Bishop power here tonight, Josh, worked out to your advantage. Not an eventful night like we thought you were going to have here, man. You actually got that bad juju over there with your brother somehow. He had a heck of a main event to come home in third, man, but finishing up here out front, back-to-back wins here for the ASCS Santan 4 Desert Sprint Car Series heading into the mid-season break.
I don't know about uneventful in the race car. If, most people in the world never get a chance to drive a sprint car. Let me tell you something, that is wild going through the ruts, and believe it or not, it was faster to go through them for once. He's got a cowboy up, stand on it. You know, I saw Kyle over there, parked in turn 4. I mean, it is, you guys have no idea how hard it is to hang on to something like that. And, you know, this is like the 19th race on this motor, and Bob Bishop, and I used to race for him, he's a personal friend and a hero of mine. This motor is hauling ass. We changed gears and everything. I was sweating it, but at least now I can pay for my rebuild after tonight.
Hey, man, going to be able to pay for that rebuild back here in Victory Lane. Know you got some sponsors you want to thank.
Absolutely. I want to thank Christie Grading and Paving, Aero Armor, and Aero Panage Aircraft Detailing Products. I want to thank Bob Bishop, of course, my crew, Dave, Dennis, Lorraine, and Tom. I thank my mom back home. She couldn't make it. It's just too hot for her with her MS. And let's see here, the Race Shack, and also Speed Sports. And most importantly, the fans. We had a great crowd tonight. Fireworks, great sprint car show. Thank you, guys.
All right, the Prez, Josh Shipley wins it here on, of course, our most patriotic holiday, July 4th, celebrating